So I'll tell you what, it'd be a lot more fun to count the number of times Peyton Manning says Omaha during the Super Bowl than counting calories.
I know, that's no fun. Potato skins, pizza, and beer. Normal portions of those things will lead to about 1,800 calories on game day. But who wants to serve healthy food? That's boring, right?
Not always. According to fitness chef Jen Arricale, thanks for coming in.
Hey,
this
Jen,
morning.
nice to
Thank
see
you.
you
Good to
again.
see you guys.
So
Yeah, great to be here.
It's great to have you back again. How can we enjoy this big party, still eat healthy, not pack in all those calories that we're used to
but
doing?
not feel like it's, you know, all
Like you're
snooze
sitting
button.
in the corner.
I know,
Right.
like this is
Yes,
boring.
being punished. Well, being Italian, I love to eat, and also fitness is a passion of mine. So what I do is I fuse food and fitness. So everything I do is about fun, celebration, but it's got health in mind. So what I would recommend is there's a lot of great substitutions. If you're having a party, you can really make any of these easily at home, okay?
Beautiful.
If you're going to a party, bring one. You know, a lot of people bring something. So cheese is a big star, right, at Super Bowl parties. So this is for the cheese lovers. This is a sweet potato and red onion quesadilla. Okay, now cheese, people on a diet may not be eating cheese, but what I'm asking people to do is bring nutrition into food. It doesn't always mean deprivation, right? So something tasty. Instead of pizza, instead of buffalo wings, you can make a wonderful sweet potato red onion quesadilla.
Is this what you're frying up over there?
Yep, so if we look over here, just a little bit of olive oil and paprika and whatever your favorite spices are. What I do is I cook the red onion and sweet potato ahead of time, and actually I tip the sweet potato on microwave so it gets a little soft.
Softens it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. So then what you're doing is you're sauteing these for maybe just, 5-10 minutes, okay?
Just until it's caramelized
Right,
and
and it
melts.
has a lot of the nice flavor in there from the spices. Then you would put your whole wheat tortilla, again, another healthier choice, okay? Whole wheat tortilla on a pan, sprinkle some cheese on.
On that pan, did you put olive oil on there too?
A little bit of olive oil. If you'd hand me the cheese, Mike, see that at the end there? And you can even use just plain low-fat mozzarella if you want to even be a little healthier, okay? But so you can even cook this ahead of time, the party, put this aside, this is kind of your filling, and you just add it, to the whole quesadilla like this. This will continue to melt. It'll give you a fold it over. This is kind of mushed, okay?
And then just slice it up.
Yes, and then so now it becomes finger food, okay?
That's
See
great.
that?
What about calories per serving on something like that?
Well, what you're doing is the cheese is going to be the biggest part of your calories, so you can put a very little bit of cheese and up the sweet potato and onion. You can even put some spinach in there, and it's
Beautiful.
delicious.
I
And
like
then
that.
serve it with the salsa, you're done.
I like
looks
that
real good.
idea.
And then you got this 4-pepper pico de gallo.
Yes, this is great. Now, pico de gallo salsas are traditionally with tomato, and what I like to do is bring in all the antioxidants. I mean, look how beautiful. These are all the ingredients right here.
Great
Right.
color.
Okay.
Red and gold
And orange
and green.
Yep,
It's
and what they
wonderful.
say about color is that's all very good antioxidant. Oh, you're going for one of my home-baked chips, I
Yes.
see, to
So
try.
what do we
Here
need to
they
know
are.
about the pita chips?
How do you make the chips?
Okay, the chips are another really fun thing. So I get whole wheat pita bread
Oh,
at the
great,
store.
great.
Okay.
So
Now,
this
I don't
is
know
what it
if
looks
you
like. We
can
all recognize
see
in the bread aisle.
Yep.
Right, a package of these.
Right. And then what I do is I cut them in half, and then I cut them again like this in thirds. And again, to kind of save on the calories, I then split it in half.
I see what you're doing there,
Okay,
Jen.
and then you do a bunch of this on the baking sheet. And I like to make it like a puzzle to get as much
I'll
on there
slide
as I
this over on
can.
the
Possible, yeah.
So you just
Okay,
put it
great.
on the cookie sheet.
Yeah, and okay, there you go. And then a little olive oil with whatever spices you would want, and you just literally brush just a tiny bit on there.
So what types of spices do you put on your pita
I
chips, Jen?
use an all-purpose seasoning. That's no salt, already all mixed, but what's really good is cumin, paprika, garlic, a little hot pepper maybe if you like it.
Well, the
Bake that at 350 and you get these.
How long do you bake it?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes,
That's
not too
it,
long.
yeah.
The pico de gallo has a great, a fresh flavor. It's so fresh.
So fresh. So it's lime juice, fresh cilantro, fresh jalapeno peppers, and then a fruit. These are peaches. I actually made that with frozen mango. So I wanted to show.
The lime juice gives that little zest.
It does.
Jen,
So
I would
there's
order
no
that
oil.
at a restaurant. I would order that at a restaurant every day of the week.
It's really good, and you know what's great with leftovers? If you do have leftovers, that is wonderful in an omelet the next morning, or even in a quesadilla, if you're going to make some more quesadillas. You can even put a little bit of regular salsa in there to make like a chunky salsa. It goes great on salad.
Yeah,
Think
and
about
in all these recipes, they're really easy to make.
Yes, they're easy, they're
love them.
quick. They're all on my website. I'm always looking for, a lot of times people have nutrition restrictions, you know, dietary restrictions, and so what I try to do, I call it Jenify it.
Yeah.
Give me your favorite recipe. Let me Jenify it for you to make it healthier, no salt, no dairy, whatever it is you're trying to work around.
You kind of touched on it, but the matter of taking some of this to someone else's house when they say, oh, but just bring whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you want something that travels easily?
Yes.
That people are going to enjoy without it.
Right.
It's all still there when you leave and nobody liked it.
Exactly. And so I think it's always nice to bring one thing. Of course, you don't want to offend anyone, so you just want to say, hey, is it okay if I bring a homemade dish? And I think especially when people find out you've actually you're making something to bring, they're always super open to that. And I'll tell you, all 3 things we've made here today are party favorites. I have people asking all the there's never leftovers.
Yeah,
so leftovers is never an issue.
I can
And
imagine.
you're not offended, I just kind of took over this. I want to try one of these hot quesadillas, right?
Okay, well, we got to.
I turned it, I cranked it up a little bit.
Yep.
So
and notice how little cheese I put on
Yeah, you
there.
didn't put a lot of cheese on there.
Yeah.
It's a low-fat cheese. Like
I
I
would,
said.
what, is that
Exactly.
maybe 2 tablespoons?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe?
no more than 1/4 of a cup, that's for
Yeah.
sure. So yeah, and again, because you know, I use the smaller wheat tortillas because what you find is, you know, when you're serving it, I'd like to have finger food. I like to have things where people can kind of roam the room and pick things up, and
Can
you're
I
not
ask
stuck with
a
a
question
fork.
about tortillas? There's one at my neighborhood grocery store that's a fat-free flour tortilla. Is that any better if
You
I'm getting a
know,
white
those
tortilla?
are good, but you got to be careful. If you try to bake that, it's going to be like you're eating a brick, you know,
Yeah,
a thin brick.
right.
So
They get hard.
even the gluten-free ones are really hard when you try to warm them up. If you're eating it just at room temperature, like with a burrito, the things that take out fat or gluten are good alternatives.
But
if you're
baking
going to
them?
bake or do something warm with it, it gets pretty bad.
Yeah, and so when you go to Super Bowl parties, do you take this healthy stuff? And what's the reaction from other people that
I do.
maybe aren't into the eating healthy?
Well, I don't put a sign
You
on
don't
it
tell
that
'em.
says this
You
is
just don't
healthy.
tell 'em.
Don't
This is
tell them
good
at all.
for you.
Like, this is so good, you know,
Right, this is
what's
good
in
stuff, yeah.
this, you know, and people can't believe there's sweet potato in these quesadillas, that there's no meat in there, you know,
Yeah.
that there's no chicken
Yeah.
or beef in there, and it's so delicious
could
and
see
hearty.
that.
So, you know, I think it's really, it opens up, it's a great way to introduce people to eating healthy without feeling like they're changing their entire
Well,
lifestyle.
and that's what, if we can find a couple of recipes for Super Bowl Sunday, but then you like them enough that you keep going back to them to stick to those
That's right.
health and fitness goals.
That's
great.
right. Did you notice the colors on
No.
my napkins? I've got the
Oh!
2 teams, okay?
Jen,
You
I
do.
mean, Super Bowl.
her
Broncos,
website,
Seattle.
JenArricale.com. We also have all of these recipes on our site, OmahaMorningBlend.com, if you'd like.
Yes.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks,
Nice to
Jen.
have
Thank
here.
you.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay,
I'm
great.
gonna make sure- I'm gonna get that
I'm going to
nice and
save that
grilled up.
for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Jen's recipe